Hi everyone, I'm Carlo Bova and welcome to the Downtown Lounge. Today, being our first feature, I thought I'd introduce a guy that I've had the privilege of working with in the store for over the last 10 years, and that's Mr. Mark Evans. Hi Mark, and welcome to the Downtown Lounge. How are you, mate?
Hey, fantastic.
Fantastic. I've got a few questions for you. I'm sure there's quite a few viewers out there would love to ask you. Mate, firstly, I mean, if you can give us a bit of a rundown, how young were you when you first started playing?
Oh, well, let me see. I first got interested in probably music, and that sort of got me into playing. But when I started seriously sort of playing around about at 16 years old, I guess that's sort of fairly late to start playing. But previous to that, my main focus was playing football. I'm still a football nut, as you know.
So, Mark, who's your favourite football team?
Carlton.
Oh,
the Mighty Blues, man, and for people that maybe not aware.
So that's our AFL, mate.
Australian football, yeah, mate. Yeah. That's our indigenous code here, and yeah, I wanted to play for Carlton. Like
I don't know.
Else.
You come across as a bit of a Balmain supporter, mate.
Oh, I've tried with Balmain. I've tried so hard, man. It just hasn't worked out. But yeah, my focus was basically sports, that and boxing. And because I'm from a boxing family, but the music, yeah, took over as being a slightly more safer thing for my health. It didn't turn out that way, but like that.
So you said boxing family?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. My brother was a professional boxer. My father was a professional boxer. Yeah, I used to train a lot, but there's easier way to earn $1 and get punched in the head. Let me tell you.
Well, then let me ask you. So, what boxing match did you go to that inspired you to play bass?
I stopped boxing and then started playing bass, and that got me into boxing in the pubs.
Oh, okay.
The
punch-ups at the end.
Well, you know what it was like
in
the 70s, particularly in Melbourne. Those pubs were rough, you know, and particularly once I joined AC/DC. That was a
changed your life. A
slightly aggressive sort of band, and we used to attract a very aggressive bunch of people to our gigs. Yeah, so there was a few riots. Okay,
well, getting back to that last question that I just asked you, was there a moment, or was there a concert that you went to, or something as a 16-year-old that decided, you said to yourself, "Hey, man, I really would like to do that. Get out of boxing and start playing."
Yeah, sure.
What moment was that?
Well, I was interested in playing and had a couple of mates who, like everyone else, who were messing around with guitars, and I seemed to be able to pick it up fairly quickly. But there's a couple of pals of mine, one Graham Kennedy.
Not the famous.
No, not the Australian TV guy. Another guy. He works for the Wiggles now.
Oh, and,
okay. We went to see Deep Purple, Manfred Mann, and Free at Festival Hall, and I was really taken by Free. I thought I still love their music to this day.
Wow.
And I saw Paul Kossoff and all those guys play, and Paul Kossoff at that stage was probably only 19 or 20 anyway. And I thought, well, I'm 16, I'm starting to play, I'm enjoying this. So I thought, well, this guy's 20, he's touring the world with a band, and they're fantastic. And I thought, well, maybe it's not too far off. Maybe it can be done, you know. But we got free tickets to the gig that night because a guy that was playing with Manfred Mann, a guy called Mick Rogers, a great guitar player. He was a good friend of the family's.
Yep.
So we sort of got backstage and got to meet a few of the guys, and I could see the hospitality was shown to some of these guys backstage. I thought, this is for me, man.
I want to be part of
this. Count me in.
Fantastic. So
it was fantastic.
So, like the next day, what'd you do? You got up and thought, I got to go out and buy a bass, or?
Oh no, I started playing at that stage, but I was just messing around on guitar, and I started playing bass. Pretty much how everyone else starts playing bass is the fact there's a bunch of guitar players around. You want to put a band together, and
there's always a missing bass player.
Someone's got to play bass. So yeah, I bought myself a cheap bass from a second-hand store, and
remember the brand? Do you remember the brand?
Oh, it was a shocker. It was some sort of Fender Precision copy. Okay. But I'm naturally left-handed, and So this bass, I thought, well, okay, I'll do a Paul McCartney. I'll just flip the bass over. But because it's like a Fender straight string pull bass, you couldn't change it because the strings wouldn't reach.
Yep.
So I stopped playing left-handed and started playing right-handed. So that's why I played right-handed.
Are you naturally left-handed?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm actually ambidextrous, but
I was going to say, in the shop I see you writing with your right hand.
Yeah, I can write with my left hand too, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Golf?
Play left-handed.
There you go.
And when I play tennis, I serve left-handed and play right-handed.
You serve? So
yeah,
you actually
I actually serve, and a cracker goes down like that. So basically, I'm fucked up.
Give me an idea what the first garage band rehearsals were like for you.
Oh, pretty much the same as anyone. You know, it's just you put a band together with mates. I was playing bass when my pal Graham was playing guitar, and a guy called Mickey Smith on drums, and we just set about slaughtering Rolling Stone songs and doing bad covers of Freeze songs and Status Quo. Just like like it was hundreds and hundreds of bands we're doing down in Melbourne at that stage, and you just learn as you go. Like we must have made a god awful racket, but you just learn as you go, and then you go to the next step of trying to write your own songs, and which end up being rip-offs of the covers you're doing. So yeah.
I was going to say.
And you go, God, that sounds like Roadhouse Blues. And you go, oh no, it's not. No.
Okay, fair enough. Fair. As far as singing, did you ever take up any of that in the bands?
I've actually started singing a bit the last few years, but no, I was just concentrated on playing bass. So I've
okay.
Yeah. Oh, I did a couple of oys in AC/DC, but that's about it. You know.
Oys.
Oi.
Yeah. Okay.
That was good. But yeah.
Was that in unison or was that in harmony, man?
Oh, mate, there's no harmonies in AC/DC. What are you talking about?
Was there a special moment, or was there a phone call or something like that when all of a sudden it transformed your life into this AC/DC thing? What actually happened there?
Oh, well, it's just really a case of being the right place at the right time. Or I don't know, the wrong place at the right time. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I was at my local pub, the Station Hotel in Paran, and I met up with a good pal of mine, a guy called Steve McGrath, who I used to play football with. And he'd been doing some roadie work with AC/DC. And he said, oh yeah, I've been roading for these guys. And I'd heard about the band. It was, you know, they were just starting to bubble under, and I think they'd been on Countdown a couple of times.
Okay.
I think, because Countdown had pretty much just started.
Yep.
And I sort of heard about the band. He said, oh yeah, come in and see this band. He said, you know, they do a lot of Stones covers, because that's basically what the band was doing. It was a lot of Stones covers. The first album, which was High Voltage, it had come out. And he said, oh, you're going to see these guys? So that was the introduction. It was just a mate knowing someone. And he gave me the address of the guy's place, and I went around and paid him a visit. We just got to chatting, and it was all fairly informal.
Was there another bass player in there before you?
There was plenty of bass players before me. There must have been, I don't know, I'll take a stab in the dark and say half dozen bass players before me. Okay. You read in all the books saying I'm the original bass player. That's not the fact. There was a whole bunch of guys before me. The guy who was immediately before me was George Young. Angus and Malcolm's elder brother. He was playing bass from. He had to go back to Sydney. So when I went to first see the band at the Station Hotel, Malcolm was playing bass. They were working as a four-piece. As a four-piece band, yeah.
Wow.
And you know, and they were great. I loved that. They sounded fantastic four-piece. They were just a knockout.
And they were playing covers?
There was a lot of covers in there, because back in those days the band was like playing, you know, 2 or 3 sets. Yep. And the High Voltage album was out, and they were playing the songs from the album. But you know, as you know from, you know, buying an album back in those days, an old record was only 40 minutes. So if you played the whole album, that was a 40-minute set. You know, so it had to be like, there was a lot of Elvis Presley songs, a lot of, you know.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah, we used to do Heartbreak Hotel, Jailhouse Rock, all those songs. Yeah. Oh, we used to love it.